We're back. Another episode of WideOut Wednesday. Big episode 20. Man,
Big 2-0. Yes, sir.
you rocking and rolling. But another good episode for y'all. A lot of knowledge in this episode about to get shared. Talking about route running, versus man versus zone, how your routes differ. I'm gonna watch some college clips, some NFL clips straight from WideOutFlix. So make sure if you're not tapped in with WideOutFlix, definitely tap in with that. Link will be in the description below.
What is WideOutFlix for the folks that?
Yeah, so that's our full, HUDL playlist library of cut ups, pass plays, one-on-ones from NFL, college. It's a library for you guys to study and watch the best of the best do it to take that next step. So compiling stuff every week, uploading every week. So it's a great resource. I wish I had something like this when I was coming up.
And coaches too. That's a big resource for the coaches. Like I said, true. We were just sitting here watching some of this, and I was like, oh, I need to write this down. I need to write this down. So this is a huge resource too. I know we always looking for different ways to run stuff. What are these guys doing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, tap in.
Yeah, for sure. And on that front too, the route runners manual coming out this Friday. Been a long time coming right now, but finally done. Pre-sale is up, so if you want to get it at a lower rate, go ahead and tap in now. The tweet is on Twitter, or we'll put the link in here too, so you got it. But the pre-sale is up and loaded, so go ahead and get that, and then you'll get the full copy on Friday when it drops. So get it for everybody else for that lower price. So definitely tap in with that. But that's 40 pages of value of just foundational route running techniques and tricks and tips for players, coaches, parents want to help kids out. Yep. So definitely tap in with that. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about how to run routes versus man versus zone and the differences between the two. But before we get into it, definitely like the video, share the video, subscribe on the podcast, share it with a friend, leave a comment. We read those, and it helps us to kind of make this show better for y'all and definitely talk about what y'all want to learn about. So definitely do that before we tap in. But anything else before we get started, bro?
Nah, man. Really kind of just the whole reason why we were talking about that, like, overall what we were trying to emphasize here is just the difference, knowing coverages and then how that changes your route. Like, on paper, everybody has a route. So we have to take it to that next level of knowing whether it is zone, knowing whether it is man, and then, okay, how does my route change because of that? And also, when do I need to get open? Do I need to get open, quick? Do I need to get open later because I have time? That sort of stuff. So I think that's really important as a receiver. And kind of you see those guys that really are able to take that huge jump, especially going from high school level to college level and college to pros. The more you can know coverages, the more you can know how to get open, when to get open, the better wideout you're going to be. So,
yeah, it's a fact. So we'll get into it. So we'll put this up on the screen so y'all can see it. But we got 12 clips going to run through, like I said, from NFL to college. So this first play here, I'm going to let it loop. So this is Alabama last year. Just a little basic stick RPO. Run it back, the wide view here. So basic 5-yard stick from number 3 at the top of the screen here. So first thing that pops out at me is obviously knowing pre-snap kind of what you're looking at. When you get a, kind of a roll down look here, butt to the sideline corner, top of the screen, a down safety, and then a safety on the hash. Then the other corner here is head up, both backers inside the box with an overhang. So from pre-snap to post-snap, this number 5 here is outside backer. He's straight to the flats. So this number three tight end right here running the stick nose. All right, boom, there's the void right there. So obviously zone coverage, need to find the void, get big, show my numbers, and be open quick because the ball's coming out. Guys, you're running your routes, but understanding like pre and post snap what you're looking at, and then being able to diagnose where the void is going to be and anticipating that, and when the ball's coming is huge. Like I said it this morning, man. Football is a timing and location sport. Like if you're not there at the right time in the right moment, like it could be a difference between a batted pass, an interception, or a catch for you know, a nice, 6-7 yard gain. But yeah, it's just basic, understanding where the hole is, getting to it, and getting big, being available.
Yeah. Only thing I'll coach my man up on right here, catch the ball with your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't body catch. Tight ends can get away with it a little bit sometimes because they're so big and he just ran over 3 people, but catch the ball with your hands, guys.
Yeah. My boy Ty Lockwood down there. So hopefully he can get some and show him how it's done for sure. Shout out to you.
Hey, that boy looked good the other day. Yeah.
Fact. So moving on, next clip here. You got Mississippi State from last year running shallow cross. Let you take this one, Jalen.
You bet. Yeah, we got a shallow cross. So we have a shallow route coming in by the Z up top, motioning in. But we're really looking at this dig route right here. So knowing that the shallow cross, the shallow is going to be first in the progression. So the dig knows that he has a little bit of time to get open. He's going to be second in the progression. So right here, he sees its zone. First window is kind of closed, so he doesn't freak out. He gets in that second window and kind of settles down right there. He does a good job, sitting in that void, because if he would have kept going full speed across the field, this safety right here playing that like kind of lurking in the middle, he would have definitely got his head taken off. So good job recognizing it, knowing when to get open, where to get open. Also another good point right here. He kind of got rerouted a little bit and had to go, he got pushed out wide. So because of that, he knew he didn't have to a bunch of time at the top of his route to spin to, get back in that void. A lot of guys, would still go up there, square it off. And then by the time the quarterback's ready to throw him the ball, he wouldn't be ready. So that was a good job by him right there.
Oh, this is smooth.
Yeah.
Final void, same thing like with the stick, like knowing his zone, nobody's following you. So, I'm trying to find that soft spot. So having your eyes up while you're running routes is big. Like I see a lot of guys, or training sometimes, even practice, like running routes, eyes looking down. It's like, hey man, you got to see what's going on with the defense as you're running your route to be able to, find that space, or knowing this man, I know I'm running away from that dude. So
yeah.
Move. So next one here, back to Bama again. And this one here, we got another stick route. So same thing, pre-snap. There's the safety's over top of me. I mean, he's 10 yards off. This other slot DB over the number 2 receiver. I mean, he's kind of eyes on, locked in. And then obviously your corner is he's eyes in, but he's on number 1 here. So looking in the box, you've got guy on the outside here. He's coming down, he's blitzing. So there's really nobody kind of in this 5 to 6, 7, 8 yard window that can cover you. So same thing, off the ball, boom, be quick, be available. Simple.
Yeah. Another good thing he does is sometimes guys will know, like, hey, I'm wide open, and they'll just run there and will drift downfield and everything. This guy does a good job of saying, like, hey, I'm open, but he still gets to the spot, turns around, and gets the quarterback the ball. Some guys aren't disciplined enough to still run their route, even though they know they're supposed to get the ball. They'll freak out and resort, back to backyard football. But that was a good job.
He's not scooting either. He's getting to that 5 yard spot and
quick sudden, and drop pop or whatever you want to teach. But
drop pop, and then I'm knifing the defense. I'm getting yak. Like he ain't wasting no time. It's catch, tight turn. Like
he took a 5 yard hitch to 10, 15 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Easy money, man.
That's huge.
Looking at the end zone shot. See that blitzer coming in, so there's nobody in this void.
Yeah.
Bryce sees it quick too. Boom. Get upfield.
Oh, I didn't even know this either. It's empty. You know what I mean? So you get it empty, if you're running some kind of stick, that ball's coming out quick. So that was really good by him.
Yeah. Easy money. So next play.
Sure, we got a deep curl right here.
Deep curl.
Good. He does a really good job. He gets some kind of zone. But he also does a really good job of pressing his depth. He pushes that thing fully. He's running like a 15 yard, 16 yard curl right there, and he's able to break and find that void. So it's kind of a good look of, he ran a man route, but he also knew where his angle should be. He found that number 5 right there playing flats. He found him, got inside of that guy so the quarterback could throw him the ball. Sometimes people will go and their angle won't be good, and then they'll let that defender drop underneath them. So he does a good job of locating that defender, getting in the open void, catching the ball, and you know what I mean. He probably could have went upfield, but
Yeah.
I don't blame him. He had 6 white jerseys around him, so that was a good route.
First down play, you get 15, I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, the same thing, like you said, it's running a man route, but understanding like where that hole is gonna be, and then knowing it's a deeper route, so I need to probably come back to it because I'm gonna be close to a safety. Corners, at some point, he should be open and running. This corner is still kind of sideways running, but knowing like, they're gonna drive on this if the ball doesn't come out on time. So
look at that drop though.
Yeah, that's in and out, baby. Go get route runners manual. We talked about that.
Man, that was nice.
Yeah. So this next clip, looking at the Jaguars, my boy Christian Kirk, one of my favorite wideouts now. I've been watching a bunch of these clips, bro.
Yeah, you've been talking about, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like his game is patented, but running the crosser here versus my team, unfortunately, it's smooth. So understanding with this crosser, so a lot of guys don't know how to run this route, and it's a tough route to learn how to run. But understanding how to run this versus man versus zone. So obviously, from the jump, I mean, most people would say, man, this looks, one high safety, corners off, lies inside, probably some sort of cover 3. But as it develops, all these these linebackers on the secondary level, they're kind of compact in the box, biting on the play fake. So it almost turns into like a zone match to, man-to-man coverage. So in him seeing that, he takes a hard inside dive and then gets back vertical and stair steps this off to create more space. And you see like there's nobody over here.
Yeah. And it's good because, like, that stair step is really crucial because if he doesn't stair step, then that corner is able to just turn and run with him. And at that point, it's just a track, it's a track race at that. And right here, he's able to create 5 yards of separation, be wide open versus the quarterback having to throw a perfect ball and put it right on your, right in your hand. So that stair step is crucial against man-to-man coverage.
Yeah. So you see, like, if you look at that corner, like he ends up following him. So that's how it kind of goes from a zone look to man-to-man. So that little slight nuance, it makes a big difference. If you just put around across the field, that's easy for a corner to just attach to the hip and run with you versus I get back vertical, snap it off, boom, touchdown. It's a pivotal game too. This was for the AFC South, I think. So little details like that make big plays and big games and big moments. Just like it's simple. It's not that difficult. So next clip here. Go ahead, my boy.
Oh yeah. Crucial down, guys. Your awareness has to go up, game planning, all that kind of stuff. Shoot, I'm sure they got whatever the tip was, they like the blitz on 3rd and short. So as a smart receiver, they're blitzing. He sees his guy blitz it, turn around, give me the ball quick. I'm the hot read, makes a catch, gets upfield, first down for 20. Kind of similar to that one clip we saw out of empty. Just if your guy blitzes and you have to know that you're first in the read, get your eyes around quick because the quarterback is probably trying to get the ball to you. There's nothing worse than a quarterback sitting there patting the ball, trying to throw it to his first read because he's taking all day to get open. So
knowing where that next defender is that's supposed to replace him that's blitzing, seeing that pop down. So it's like I'm not drifting. I know it's 3rd and 2, so he's probably crashing down on me. So I got to know that. And he does a great job of protecting the throw and kind of quarterback places him outside, go with it. So he doesn't fight it, goes with it and gets some more yak off it too.
I was just going to say that. Yep. Quarterback throws you outside. Just trust your quarterback. Just think that he's a good quarterback. And if you put it on the left shoulder, he's probably trying to help you out. Just don't fight it and keep turning with it.
Yep.
That was a good job. Bigger receivers use your big body. Sometimes, it ain't nothing worse than a big receiver, a big tight end, and ain't using it, box them out at that point. It's just basketball. Go get the rebound.
Yeah. And I'll say too, I mean, we're looking at a lot of sticks on here, curls, because I feel like it's just not an easier route to diagnose, but just as far as understanding like how to run your route versus man versus zone, like that stick, that curl versus, finding the soft spot versus getting out of my break. It can make a huge difference. This next one here.
Yeah.
We got Bama again, a lot of Bama clips in here. So running the curl again at the top of the screen from Burton. So looking at the top of your screen, number 1 out here, I'm circling it up here so you can see it. So he's got the curl. Same thing here. Knowing his zone, seeing that safety drop onto the flats, corners dropping deep, eyes around, finding where that hole is off the backer and corner, and just being big, being soft, finding the void, making sure that window, is there. Quarterback can see that window, that passing lane.
Biggest thing these guys do too is that I love is the vertical pressure. Like they have huge vertical, all these splits we've been running. The reason why these holes are so big is because they are pressing vertical and making the defense. I mean, look at these DBs, and they're deep because they think they're going deep, and then he's able to find that void and shoot first down.
Yeah, if you look at when he comes out this break, corner is about 7 yards away from him. The defender is probably 5 yards away from him. And the safety is probably 3 or 4 yards away from him. So like he's found that little soft spot, and you got a Heisman quarterback, like that's an easy throw.
Yep.
It's all about creating separation, create some opportunities, and now you got more production. Simple. By just understanding defense, just understanding, am I running this route versus a man coverage or a zone coverage? Easy.
Not to pick on my man here, but look, roll it back so that not what to do, or what not to do, but the reason why this crossing route, we watched that other crossing route. A good thing Christian Kirk did first was when he started, he came flat first. Yeah. And then he got upfield. Right here, as you see, this guy kind of goes upfield and then tries to go flat. And by that time, he's never going to get open doing that. You know what I mean? So also, you got a good example and then maybe not a great example of running right there.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Next clip here.
Yeah.
Looking at Washington. Let you take this one.
Cool. We got this little hesitation cross move right here. Yeah. So yeah, we got empty again, knowing there's a blitz coming. Also, by the looks of this, the quarterback's looking off left first and then coming back to the right. So it's looking like this right side is going to be second in the progression. So they know that he has a little bit of a time right here. So as he comes here, he does a good job of giving a little hesitation move and kind of faking like he's going to break out or burst up the field, and then breaks across the field and runs away from the defender. And man, we just want to do and also a great job of not drifting upfield. I know we were talking about that. Mm-hmm. He stays quarterback. We always say quarterback friendly, come down negative, come towards the quarterback, catch that ball, and then burst upfield. And he's able to make a play. I mean, great run after catch, touchdown.
Yeah. And another context for this game too. I mean, Terry was getting off on this game, and he's in the number 3 slot. Yeah. And use him as a decoy, which you might get asked to be a decoy, but look how he runs this route, knowing he's probably not getting it. He's full speed, clearing this baby out. And look, he gets to the 5-yard line. He's got 1, 2, 3 DBs next to him. And then now it's just one-on-one with, this nickel defender, and then all these other corners are locked on man to the other receivers. Like that's a recipe for yak disaster for a defense. So it's like sometimes if you might be that decoy guy, but if you coming off the line jogging, thinking, man, I ain't getting this ball, now you just ruin opportunities for your other teammates. But it's like the more that you got, like if Jahan is getting off, now you get a little more love because now you're getting one-on-ones, you're getting soft coverages, you're not getting bracketed. Then you start getting off, now Jahan's getting open. So it's like learn how to, I guess, feed off of your receiver room, your wideout room, because it'll create opportunities for each of y'all. One game might be you, one quarter might be him. So it's like don't get into that like, man, ball ain't coming to me, like I'm gonna just chill, because it can make a big difference.
To add to that real quick too, I had a coach in college that says like you got to hit your fastballs, kind of meaning like when they throw you a fastball, you got to be able to hit it because it's gonna be a home run. And right here, if your number's called and you know that hey, this guy's gonna clear out, I'm gonna get one-on-one coverage, like you better run the best route of your life, like type of deal. Don't go out there half stepping when it's your turn to really shine. You should be running every route 100%, but yep. Make sure that one that you can, you know what I mean, that you give them your best move that you got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at the end zone shot, it's just smooth, man. And that yak, make the first man miss. He shouldn't tackle you. Smooth. So this next one, looking at Jay Jetta's top 3. What you think?
Maybe he's a high volume receiver, but he's cold. I ain't gonna knock him, but
I feel you.
Maybe, yeah, he's cold though. Yeah, I put him top three.
Running the dig, burst, glance, whatever you want to call it, but sprays it, squares them up, gets back vertical, like we talked about before. That vertical pressure, man, it helps you so much if you don't drift and lean into your routes to getting back vertical. First catch technique, so it's man, so he knows, man, I'm crossing this face, I'm bursting to the person to throw. Not being slow at the break, change the tempo. I'm attacking the football. I would like for him to extend a little more, but I mean, make the catch, make the grab. That's all that counts. But just simple. You know, you got man coverage, nobody in the middle of the field. Catch technique, make sure I square him up, and I'm bursting to grass, just like Han did in that previous clip.
And things down here just happen a little faster. So he just knows that, you know, when he's coming out that break, he knows that ball is going to be right on him right now. Boom, ball. Yep. So just knowing down here, sometimes receivers just try to just take their sweet time. Like, nah, man, red zone is quick. So
yeah,
get ready.
Easy money. Bones. Next one, let you get it. Diggsy.
Yeah. Crossing route again. Inside, gives him a little stair step. And this is a good job. Like, he doesn't have to give him as much of a stair step as the other look because he knew that he had him beat off the line. He really beat him, but he just gave him a little bit of a move upfield, so now he's really in trail mode. If he would have gone and then just kept running, even though he stumbled off the line, I bet this corner probably could have still caught up to him. But just that little bit of stair step he gave him was everything. And then he took off and made the catch. Also, you kind of got to know if you're running it a crossing route into the boundary or running it to the field. Yep. You know, if you're running a crossing route to the field, you have a little bit more room to go horizontal and go vertical. I mean, not vertical, go get across the field. If you're running it into the boundary, then now you have a little bit more time to press it more vertical on the safety and then break it off because you don't have as far to get over. So that's just like a little nuance there too. You got to kind of think about when you're running crossing routes.
Yeah, and that's a field thing too. Like the more you study defenses and film, you know, like, all right, like I can take this across the field, the void's gonna be there, or I need to stair step it or get a little deeper to clear the secondary defenders, the linebackers, and find that soft little void in between safeties and backers. So comes with a lot of film study, running it, you know, getting chemistry with your quarterback. So, but yeah, this is just easy money stealing. This next one, Jay Jettis again. Running a curl at the top of the screen here. Same thing. I'm diving in, getting vertical, and I'm finding the window off backer in corner. And pre-snap, understanding like where these guys are. So that way, you know, I'm running vertical, but then when I come out the break, I kind of have an idea of where guys are going to be or they're supposed to be. And I'm not like guessing of like, let me just curl hard in and then, oh, the window is out here. Like you kind of have an idea of where the hole and soft spot is going to be.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that head, you know, he gets his hips around, but then he finds that, you know what I mean, he locates the ball, locates where the hole is going to be at. And like you're saying earlier, man, look at Thielen right here, just being unselfish, taking off.
Taking off, yeah.
Man, don't be selfish route runners, guys.
Would you say that this is almost like a dagger concept?
Yeah, essentially this is a dagger, but he sees that first window is going to be open because all them backers are in there. So he does a great job of just sitting there. I bet you that was just a true dagger, and they just in the league they just have a good option to sit it right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice.
I bet, you know, it was 58 right here. Like, why would I dig to this?
Yeah.
Backer and below, like he's in that window. So why would the window is right here in between here. So let me just stay here and be open. Boom. Take a little step to it. I like that. So in zone, you know, taking that little half a step, full step to the ball once it's thrown I'm cool with that. You know, always attacking the football if you can. Boom. Back to the top. So, I mean, that was smooth. Obviously, you know, not a whole lot of clips, but some stuff that you can get some good takeaways from, maybe learn something from. And like I said, like, you know, this WideOutFlix is up for y'all. So definitely tap in with that. Like I said, link is in the description below. There's way more on here than what we talked through today. But I feel like that, you know, like we felt like those clips would give you guys a good sense of, you know, how do I run my routes versus man? How do I run my routes versus zone? And understanding that nuance when you're on the field. So anything else to add to that?
No, I just think it kind of makes you think a little bit, like makes you realize like how much there is to the wideout position. Like when you learn something, you can always be learning some more. I think some guys get complacent a little bit too much. Just I'm cold, coach. I got my releases good, my whatever. But like you can always like the greats are always just trying to learn a little bit something more, watching some more film. So
Mm-hmm.
like really tap in, like for real. Like the guys that tap in are like in that film room, film junkies. It shows on the field because they're able to think. They're not thinking as much because they're just able to react because they've done so much studying beforehand. So that would be my tip. I'm always like, hey man, just
Yeah.
watch
Like
more ball, bro. Like,
the other day, look, tap dancing is cool, bro. I get it. Like it can help you a little bit, but this is like the 90% of what what you're gonna be doing. So like studying this film, actually getting out and running routes, working on your transitions, working on my zone breaks versus my man cuts and break. Like this is the stuff that's going to 10x your production, not going out here and tap dancing and doing all the other cool stuff, which there's a place for it. I ain't saying it's not a place for it, but at the same time, like that's probably I'd argue less than 3% of what you're gonna do in the actual game is gonna be that stuff. And the other 97% is gonna be basic, fundamental, just stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be nothing crazy. If you like, we literally sit here and did you see anybody out here do anything that you seen on social media or the internet?
Ain't running no double move, no nothing. It's just literally straight line, drop, final hole. Like that was it.
And I'll say too, like this is random. Like we literally just picked these clips. Like it wasn't like we sat and tried to diagnose like which clips he's gonna pick. Like we literally just picked these. So it's like we can do it again. And literally, like I promise you, it'd be the exact same.
Mm-hmm. Last little tidbit I have is have in mind too, like I think the biggest thing that guys fail on sometimes is not making their reps realistic, like game like reps.
Yep.
So if you guys are throwing with your quarterback, you're doing routes on air, you're doing whatever it is, even if you're not having a quarterback, have a defense out there in mind. Don't just run a route just because, oh, I'm just running the dig route. Okay, but how are you running the dig route? Like, is it a dig versus, is it a man? Is it zone? Like, did the guy drop here? Are you trying to hit it on the first window, second window? Like that sort of thing. So then that way when you get to the game, it's normal, it's natural, and it's not super fast and moving too fast for you. Just make your practice like as much as like you can like a game, and the easier the games will be.
And understand the teams you're playing. Like, yeah, you keep working all this stuff, but if you don't see man press but twice a year, what's the point? Like you need to be working how to get out your breaks, transitions, find soft spots, find voids. And if you do see man a lot, then I do need to be working on my releasing and all that stuff. But I do work on this stuff too of working vertical pressure, being patient, understanding what read I am in the progression. Like, yeah, if I'm the first read, I can't take all day. I gotta make a move and go. If I'm the third read, now I can do my tap dance or whatever, and then get vertical and be open, like Jahan did on that one clip. So it's understanding like where all this stuff applies and when it doesn't apply. So we always say if you take a lot of time at that number one line of scrimmage, you can't take a lot of time in the transition. If you quit through the line of scrimmage, you can take your time on the transition. So it's just understanding that nuance and timing. And am I the primary? Am I secondary? Am I a check? Now that right there alone, that alone will probably 2-3x your production.
For real. And like everybody always comes up to me like, hey, I had somebody ask me today, hey coach, how do I get better? What do I need to work on? I'm like, you just need to learn ball more. Like you just get better at the receiver, like make it your craft, like, and just every single day, like, I can tell you like you can catch better, you can do this better, but like it's just the consistency overall every day, working on something, getting your game better, knowing your weaknesses, and really just doing that. Like there's just no shortcut. I can't just try to go tell you like, hey, work on this, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna be a better player tomorrow. Like it just don't work like that. I wish it did, but ain't no shortcuts to this thing. Like you got to put in the work, get better.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get off our rant horse, but
man, for real.
Like, thanks for tapping in with WideOut Wednesdays, episode 20. Like, subscribe, share it, leave a comment if this was helpful. Share it with a friend, give us some feedback if you liked it, you want to see something else. Definitely let us know too. But we'll be back next Wednesday. Some guests coming up soon, so definitely stay tuned.
Sure. Peace.